guys, welcome to today's 10-minute lower body workout. We're going to be targeting your glutes and outer thighs where you can feel that magical barre and Pilates burn. If you're brand new to my channel, welcome. I'm Sofie from sofiejayne.com. For today's workout, all you need is yourself and your mat. I'll be doing all the timing for you, so you just follow along. I'll offer modifications throughout if you need them. Otherwise, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for all future workouts. That's all I need to say. Otherwise, we'll begin laying down on our mats. Starting today's workout with some hip bridges to fire into the glutes and hamstrings to make sure they're activated for the work to come. We lay all the way down on the floor. The feet are parallel, hip distance. Nice deep bend in your knees, squeezing the glutes into that hip bridge, lowering so the hips hover just off the floor, and fire back up once again. Lifting and lowering. Whew. Making sure that you feel that engagement and squeeze off the bum cheeks as you lift the hips nice and high. Now don't be fooled. We are starting the workout relatively easy, but as we progress and as we warm the body up, some of the moves are fairly advanced today. I'd like you to stay with it the best you can, but again, of course, if you do need to take a break as and when you need. I know you are absolutely going to love it. It's the first video I'm bringing you of 2020, so we can feel super strong for this magical year ahead. We're gonna take 10 more seconds off these hip bridges before we roll ourselves up to a kneeling position. 3, 2, 1. Hips are down, knees into the chest. Roll yourself up and bring yourself to a kneeling position in the center of the mat. Bringing the left hand down towards the side. The right leg extends out to the side. Hand on the hip. Push the hips forward as you squeeze the glutes. Lifting your right leg up to hip height, flexing through the foot. This is where the really intense work begins. We bring the knee in towards the line of the hip and push the heel directly back out. This is the move. We go for 1 minute. And again, I'm doing all the timing for you so you can carry along with me. Now, if your leg isn't coming quite up to hip height and you find it slightly lower, that's okay. That's absolutely fine. Sometimes it depends on our hip mobility, but really ensure you're driving the heel out. And we want to start to feel the work in the outside of the glute, so that upper outer edge. And again, it's advanced because we are working other parts of the body. You'll feel the work through the left shoulder, through the left side of the body. If this is too much, continue if you're going through, but you can always bring yourself down onto the floor as that modification. Otherwise, we're here for 15 more seconds before we add on to this movement. Breathe in as we go through and smiling. I always like to smile in my workouts. 3, 2, 1. Let's hold that leg out, point through the toe, tap the floor, and then lift. Tap and lift. And again, we're going through this for 1 whole minute, aiming to keep the length in your leg, and it'll start to feel pretty heavy, trust me, as we're trying to lift that leg up towards hip height. So again, just as high as you can bring it. Gosh, it's crazy how suddenly that this leg feels about, I don't know, 100 pounds just for the one leg. 30 more seconds of this move, and then we'll transition to our all fours, and we'll target more into the back of the glute. I don't know if I feel my legs shaking. You may be able to see it shaking. I'm just staying forwards, is it? Yep, it's totally shaking there. 10 more seconds. Lifting and lowering through. 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, and release to your all fours. Straight away, extend that same leg directly behind you, lifting the leg up. We cross over one side and lift, and out to the other side and lift. Continuing to rainbow the leg up and over. So again, you'll still get that work in the side, but you want to feel more through the hamstring. And imagine that part of the glute where we have the bottom meeting the top of the thigh, where you have that crease. That's where we're thinking of lifting up and away from. Belly button always stays pulled into the spine. And again, I didn't mention, but we are doing this for 1 minute. I'm sure you probably picked that up as we're going through. And I'm sure your body temperature's rising, like mine is rising. We're here for 15 more seconds. And then one final move on this side for this glute cheek before we do the whole thing on the second side. Staying nice and strong with the upper body, spreading the fingers wide. 3, 2, 1. Bring this heel up towards the ceiling. We lower halfway and lift, halfway and lift. So this movement can be slightly quicker as we go into these small pulses and press the heel up towards the ceiling. Now there's a progression we can take. You can extend the left arm forwards. So you'll have the left knee down and left arm forwards, helping with your balance here. If that is too much, bring that hand back down to the floor. You can decide where you want to be for this one. Keeping up with those tiny pulses as we press that heel in towards the ceiling. 20 more seconds before a quick release on this side. Whew, breathing through for me. You've got 10 seconds on this glute. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, and release all the way down. Toes together, open the knees slightly. Hinge yourself into a child's pose. Bring yourself up. Let's face towards the center once again. We'll do the sequence on the opposite side. This time the right hand comes down. The left leg extends out to the side. Hand on your hip. Lifting the leg up to hip height. Flex the foot. Let's begin. In and push out. Now you'll notice, you'll already feel this side down. You're working it. It's been your working side already. So it may feel a little bit harder doing this second side. It's always the case because both glutes have been working and turned on. So again, if you need that break, take a break. And remember that lower down to the floor I showed you before. Think of that lowering down if you need it. My gosh, my left side is tired already as I'm going through this. I'm trying my hardest to keep it up to hip height. 50 more seconds before we point the toe and then tap it down to the floor and lift. Think of a closed rib cage rather than popping the ribs forward, so keep everything in line. 3, 2, 1. Point the toe, we tap and lift. Maybe you were like me then, and that leg just was dying to come down towards the floor. Working hard to press it up towards the ceiling. Think of the shoulder, the obliques, everything pulling up away from the floor. I know you'll be so proud of yourself when you get through the 10 minutes. We have 2.5 minutes to go before we go into our final stretch. Think of pushing the floor away from you to find the elegance and grace, strength in the side of the body. 20 seconds. I'm sure you're seeing by my quivering face and quivering legs how challenging I'm finding this too. But I know together we can push through. You're in your final 10 seconds before we go back to that all fours. 3, 2, 1, and release it down. Wow. Down to your all fours position. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Extend that leg behind you. Lift up to hip height, squeeze the glutes, and we take our rainbow. Tapping over one side and then the other side. We're wanting to keep the whole of the back in a neutral position. It's common sometimes for us to let the head go down or to arch the back and fling the leg, but again, we want to keep that nice solid neutral spine as we find the lift from the back of the thigh and the back of the glute. 30 seconds down, 30 seconds to go. A really nice tool is to imagine your leg being as long as possible. So again, really pointing out the toes behind you. Imagine supermodel length legs. Maybe not what I've got, but I am imagining them to help me keep that length in my body. Final few seconds. 3, 2, 1. We bring that heel up, and then we take those small ranges of movement to finish off. So that focus, once again, is pushing your heel up towards the ceiling. Feeling that work in the crease where your bum and your thigh meet. Continue to press the floor away from you. You've always got that option, once again, of extending. This time it'll be your right arm forwards in front of you for that extra core and balance challenge. If you don't want it, you can always bring the hands back down towards the floor. Again, I might take my hands back down. And 20 seconds. Actually, I'm going to challenge myself once again. Extend the arm forward, seeing if I can hold this to the very end. If I can do it, you can do it. You can always try. And if you need to, put the arm down. This is it. This is 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, and release down. Hinging back into your child's pose, reaching forwards. We lay down onto the mat. We're going to do a 30-second finisher. Bring the hands in. Rest the chin down on your hands. Legs are apart. Heels come together. The knees are apart. We push those legs up and take 30 seconds of tiny pulses up. Push your pubic bone down. Pull your belly button up. And see if you can speed up. Make this nice and quick. Wanting to know that you've given all that you've got into this workout. You are at your 10-second mark, pushing through. I know you've got it. Stay strong for me. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. Woo. Rolling onto your back, stretching the glutes out, bringing the right ankle over the left knee, interlace the hands around the outside of the left thigh, hugging those knees in towards the chest for the release on the outside of the right glute. Really, really good work there, everyone. Releasing down, same on the other side. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe for videos. We've got new videos coming out every single Thursday, all Barre Pilates inspired. Make sure to comment, share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll put all my links on social media below so you can follow me on Instagram and check out my website for healthy recipes. Thank you so much. See you next time.